Do you know something, Gab? It's a strange one. It is a strange one waking up in Scottish this morning because our record recently has been really poor. I think we've had 1 in 14, mate. But the last 2 games we've been miles better than we were in Germany for Euros, which I've got to tell you, mate, wouldn't be hard because we were a big disappointment, as you know. We were both there. We both had a good chat about it. But you know what it's like, Gab, particularly in Scottish? I'm not nearly as disappointed with the Poland result and the Portugal result as I was with the level of performance in Germany. Does that kind of make sense a wee bit?
Ali, I'll totally agree. I mean, it's easy to come on here and like hammer Scotland with a record. I mean, 1 in 14, no wins in 8. That win was against Gibraltar. 33 goals conceded in 14 games. 5 of their last 6 games they've conceded after the 85th minute. That's the big worry for me.
Oh, mate.
That's the one that I'll take from it. Not how they played. I thought they played decent against Poland. And I thought last night they were determined, showed grit at times in the second half. They got forward. They tried to create chances. And let's be honest, Ali, you're playing against a Portugal team.
Yeah.
Wow. They could have had 3 teams. They could have had on the subs they were bringing on. I'm like, whoa,
I saw it, mate. I know.
So, at the end of the day, Scotland will look back and say, you know what, McKenna, next time, can you just go and run into the space? You would have cleared it with ease. You're battling with a striker, Ronaldo, and that.
He's too worried about him, mate, wasn't he?
Exactly, but there's so many positives to take. Yes, the record, Scotland fans won't be happy, maybe the manager, but like you says, the last 2 games they've shown more than they did in the Euros for sure.
100%, mate. Yeah. What did you think quickly about England?
I thought it was, once again, Ali, look at the squad of players England have got, then you look at what Ireland have available, and it wasn't a fair game. You know, the pitch looked lovely, and big, Ali. England players looked like they were enjoying themselves.
Really comfortable, weren't they? I thought they were really comfortable. I heard the boys here, was it Jace having a wee go about the second half and things like that, but listen, Gab, you know how many games you played in where you've effectively... All right, you've not won the game in the first half, but you've just about nearly put it to bed.
Ali, they would have known, the England players, this team we're playing against can't hurt us. And naturally, as a player, when you know that, second half, you take your foot off the gas. You start taking a few silly passes. Trent was giving the ball away because it's a bit too easy, going for Hollywood balls when it was on to pass it short. Sometimes you take your foot off the gas, and maybe Carsley should have made a few changes earlier, but Ireland... actually felt sorry for them, Ali. They were chasing shadows, mate. I thought
it looked... You could see it. Well, to be fair, I went in the game at Hampden when England played Scotland, and there was a golf fair as well, and I thought it was the same last night.
So they should be.
Saturday. Yeah, watching England.
Do you know what I mean, Ali? So they should be. I'm not being funny, but if you're still playing Chambers Coleman at 36 next month, he is, then you've got a problem, and he's up against Gordon, fresh, hungry, knows his game because they're Everton together. You've got Brady on the other side, wing back, at 32, playing in the Championship. Come on, you're playing against, like, elite players.
I don't disagree, mate. I don't disagree. Well, listen, as we said last night, we spoke about it briefly, and we'll speak about it later on the show, that's for sure. It was heartbreak again for Scotland and Lisbon, and it was live, as you heard on talkSPORT. Yeah, as I said, I thought it was better, but Scotland's miserable 2024 continued, Gabby, as they conceded yet another late goal to lose the game. No surprise at all. Who came up with a winner? Ronaldo made it 901 career goals. So, Gabby, listen, you had 1 or 2 things to say about this man last week. Have a wee listen, Paul.
There's a reason why he's playing in Saudi Arabia. There's a reason why he got let go by Manchester United. There's a reason why he's not playing in Europe. I just think Portugal got so many exciting players that were left on the bench during that Euros. Ronaldo, for me, will want to go to the World Cup. But if I'm Martinez, I'm like, it's a Ronaldo show again. He's already said he doesn't want to be a bench player. He said that, didn't he? He says, if I'm in the squad, I want to be a starter. Yeah. So he got that problem. So it's a hard one for the manager because is Ronaldo as big as Portugal?
Gab, here's one for you, right? Do you know something? I'll be honest with you. After the Euros, I was probably in agreement with you, right? Because I thought he didn't look himself. I think he should have been left out. I think he should probably been substituted a little bit earlier. But it's funny because I was listening on talkSPORT to, can't remember his name, but it's one of the Portuguese journalists that was speaking after the Croatia game and before the game last night. And he reckoned that he was still the best centre forward that they had. Now, I'm not so sure, but I've got to say, a wee bit like Scotland actually.
Yeah.
Watching the highlights of the Croatia game and watching obviously the game last night when he came on, he certainly, in my opinion, looked better in those two games than he did in the Euros.
But Ali, look at who you're playing against. No offence to Croatia, but they're not the same Croatia of years past. Scotland as well. You know, they done well last night, but look at the centre halves you're playing against, McKenna and Hanley. Look at the Euros, Ali, and World Cups. You're playing against the elite. You know, and do I think Ronaldo is the answer to Portugal? No, I don't. But last night, Ali, he come off the bench.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going forward.
Maybe that's the answer.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're part of it, you're experienced, you can come on and help them get a goal, but you're not guaranteed to start. And if he can handle that, then yes, of course, keep him around.
Because
someone to bring on off the bench like he did yesterday and make an impact.
Yeah, he started their front three. Martinez's front three last night was Neto, Jota, and Leao.
Yes.
Who I like, by the way. And he's not a great start at Milan, but he's definitely a good player.
Yes.
And I like the three of them, right? But are they kind of missing the Harry Kane type? You know, the out and out centre forward. Is that what Portugal are missing? I mean, Portugal plays. They're easy on the eye and plays good football. Is probably MD, Gab. But is it the one thing that they are missing at this moment in time?
100%, and that's why I think Ronaldo's still getting picked, Ali, because they haven't got that standout Portuguese striker who's in the top league scoring 20 goals a season. You know, they haven't got one. If they had a Harry Kane, if they had a Watkins, if they had a Tony, I'm sure they would be starting for their team, you know. But like you said, Jota can miss chances. Leao's not clinical. You know, Neto's not clinical. So I understand Ronaldo being in the squad of players, Ali, but as long as he can handle the fact that you're not going to start every game, because I'm sure he's come out and says, whilst he's playing for Portugal, he wants to be a starter. But maybe at his age, he has to understand that, you know what, it's going to be tough games where we're going to try it with this front three of like false number nines in there, and then you come on and you do your stuff that you've done.
The point you make a great point earlier on there. I'm just looking at the substitutes that they brought on, right? Ruben Neves, Ronaldo, João Neves, João Felix and Diego Dallo. Incredible, mate. On to England. We're going to move on to England, mate, who started life on the League Castle with a 2-0 win over the Republic of Ireland in Dublin. Incredibly, Rice and Grealish represented Ireland at youth level before making the switch to England, and both scored. I mean, you couldn't have written that. It was unbelievable. After the game, Carson was asked what he thought of the pair's performances.
The most pleasing thing about that was the way that they took their goals, really accomplished finishes, Jack and Dec, and it's something I think they can still do a lot more in their game. I think if they can add goals to the game as well, it pushes them on to another level. But I thought they both performed really well today. I thought they were outstanding.
Big call putting Jack in at 10 as well. He hasn't played that position for England for about 3 years, I don't think. Why did you decide to do that? Yeah, I wouldn't see it as a big call. He's an outstanding player. You know, he's a proven player at a high level. You know, I thought that this game will be perfect for him. I think it's a position that he can play. I think, you know, the way that we played as well, he was playing as a 10, but he had that freedom to come into them wide areas and try and create an overload in them areas, and he done that really well. He's a very intelligent player, and it's just great that he's got a goal as well.
Yeah, as I say, I thought they were really, really comfortable, Gab. What did you think of Lee Castle playing Jack in the 10?
I loved it.
He can play there all day, the wee man.
Ali, I followed his career. Let's not get it twisted here. He's played some of his best stuff as a number 10. You know, yes, he got moved over to the left at Aston Villa, but as a youth team player, getting into the first team, he was a number 10. You know, he loves that role. Look at the freedom he had. Yeah. Look at where he scores his goal from. He'll never be in that position in the Man City shirt on that centre right side where we got the goal from. He was getting on the ball. He was drifting past players. You know, that's his position where he probably loves the most. Yes, it's nice coming off that left-hand side, but that free roll, you know what I love about him as well, Ali? And like, when he's confident what he does, the ball will get wrapped into him. Defender comes running. He's got that first touch round the corner, and then he's gone.
No.
See you later.
I like him in there. I think his problem might be, Gab, in big games, Phil Foden.
Oh, of course, Palmer. There's competition.
That'll be Jack's problem. I was delighted to see Anthony Gordon in that team. I think he deserved his chance. He deserves a run. I mean, the competition for places up there just now. You know, with Saka, Foden, you know, Palmer's, Jack. It's frightening me.
As crazy as it sounds, Ali. I bet Lee Carsley was relieved that some of the players went home.
I know.
You know, as mad as it sounds, like,
you,
okay,
mate.
I've got a chance to play this team, I've got a chance to get Morgan Gibbs-White, his first cap, because you look at the quality they've got, but all that players can do now is a new manager, new start for everyone. All Jack could have done is what he done in that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Gordon as well. Because what I like, Ali, is that when you watch Jack now for Manchester City, he looks like, okay, you've got to stay in positions under Pep, a bit like robots.
It's a bit too regimented.
Yeah, you'll get the best of
point,
him
mate.
when he can go and drift, and he can play 1-2s with Gordon like he
into
did.
areas.
He can play into Harry Kane, get into the box. He looked like he was having a fun time out there. And that's not just because it was Ireland. I think it was just because he's like had a tough summer. He's come back, missed the Community Shield with an injury. A Doku started before him, and he's probably just thinking, I'm still the same player that I was. Do you know what I mean? There's still life in me. Like,
I think he'd a bit to prove. I think he felt probably a bit to prove, Gab, and he did that. And he certainly had a lot more freedom, and he certainly enjoyed it. So, England fans, let's hear from you this morning. 03717 223 Be excited by the performance. We take Castle as a full-time boss. And Scotland fans, give us a phone, lads. 1-1-14. Are we a little bit concerned, or is it just a blip that we will recover from? And are we been happier with the last two performances? Stay with us and give us a call.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.